I let my ex pick me up after one drink, ended up in his apartment, then showed up to dinner with my husband like nothing happened until I smirked at his parents and said, "You know I'd pick him if he asked." So my ex texted me 3 weeks ago. We broke up 2 years before I met my husband, stayed friendly but hadn't talked in maybe 8 months. The text said rough day, could use a friend, and I figured why not. We were adults. I'm 29, he's 31, my husband just turned 34. I texted back something like want to grab a drink and vent? He picked me up from work. My husband was on a business trip, wouldn't be back until the next afternoon. My ex looked good. Better than I remembered. We went to this bar near his place and I had one drink. One. But we were laughing and it felt easy and familiar, and when he said want to come up for a bit, I've got that bourbon you used to like, I said yes. I knew what I was doing. I'm not going to pretend I didn't. We slept together. I left around midnight, drove home, took a shower. The next day my husband got back and everything was normal. He asked about my day, I said it was fine. We had dinner plans with his parents that weekend and I didn't think about it much. Here's where it gets messy. At dinner his mom was going on about how perfect we were together, how she always knew her son would find someone wonderful. His dad was talking about grandkids. My husband was holding my hand across the table and smiling, and I don't know. Something snapped. I looked right at his parents and said, "You know I'd pick him if he asked." My husband went completely still. His mom said, "What?" I said, "My ex. If he asked me to leave, I would. Just thought you should know that before you start planning grandbaby names." The table went silent. My husband pulled his hand away. His dad said, "What the hell is wrong with you?" I told them the truth. All of it. The text, the bar, his apartment. My husband stood up so fast his chair fell over. He called me a fucking sociopath. His mom started crying. His dad told me to get out of their house. My husband drove me home without saying a word. When we got there he packed a bag and left. He's been staying with his brother. He told me he wants a divorce, and honestly I don't blame him. But here's the thing. His entire family is blowing up my phone saying I'm cruel and heartless for humiliating him in front of his parents. My own sister called me an asshole for cheating and then rubbing it in his face. My friends have stopped talking to me. Even my mom said what I did at dinner was unnecessarily vicious. I cheated. I know that makes me an asshole. But I was honest about it. I didn't lie or hide it or make him look stupid by letting him find out some other way. I respected him enough to tell the truth when it mattered. Everyone's acting like the dinner confession was worse than the actual cheating, and I don't get it. Was I supposed to just keep lying? Let him stay married to someone who doesn't love him the way he deserves? His parents were sitting there planning our future like I was committed when I wasn't. They needed to know. My ex hasn't texted since that night. My husband won't answer my calls. I'm staying in our apartment alone while he figures out the divorce paperwork. So I guess what I'm asking is, was telling them at dinner really worse than just quietly cheating and pretending everything was fine? Am I a butthole? My husband served me with papers 3 days after I posted. Not divorce papers. An eviction notice. Turns out the apartment is in his name only. I moved in after we got engaged and never thought about it because we were married, you know? Apparently that doesn't matter. He gave me 30 days to find somewhere else to live. His brother showed up with him to supervise while I packed some clothes. My husband wouldn't even look at me. Just stood there with his arms crossed while his brother made sure I didn't steal anything. I took my laptop and some clothes and that was it. I'm staying on my friend's couch now. Well, I was staying there until yesterday. The real mess started when my ex called. He said he'd been thinking about what I told my husband's family. Asked if I meant it. I was honest. I said yeah, I think I did mean it. We met up for coffee and it felt like old times. Easy. Comfortable. He said he's been miserable since we broke up, that seeing me again made him realize what he gave up. We slept together again. This time it felt different. Like maybe this was where I was supposed to be all along. I posted about it on my Instagram story. Just a picture of his apartment view with "Sometimes the universe corrects your mistakes" as the caption. Stupid, I know. But I was happy and I wanted to share it. My husband saw it. Or someone showed him, I don't know. He called me for the first time since the dinner. Started screaming about how I'm rubbing it in his face, how I'm the most cruel person he's ever met. I tried to explain that this wasn't about him anymore, that I was just living my life. He hung up on me. Then his mom called. She was crying so hard I could barely understand her. She said I destroyed her son, that he's been having panic attacks and can't sleep. That he trusted me completely and I broke something in him that might not ever heal. She called me evil. Said I should be ashamed to show my face anywhere. I felt bad about that part. I didn't want to hurt him that much. But also, wasn't it better that this happened now instead of 5 years down the road with kids involved? Nobody wants to hear that though. My sister stopped talking to me completely. She sent one text that said "You're not the person I thought you were" and blocked me. My mom keeps calling asking what's wrong with me, why I would humiliate him like this. She said the cheating was one thing, but flaunting your affair on social media while he's grieving your marriage is sociopathic. I don't think it's an affair if we're getting divorced. That's what I told her. She hung up. My friend, the one whose couch I was sleeping on? Her boyfriend told her he wasn't comfortable with me staying there anymore. Said I have bad character and he doesn't want that energy around their relationship. So now I'm in a motel off the highway paying $90 a night. Work has been hell. My husband and I have mutual friends through my job. One of them, a guy I've known for 4 years, pulled me aside in the break room yesterday. He said everyone's been talking about what I did. That people think I'm unhinged. He said it as a friend, but I could tell he was uncomfortable even standing near me. I asked my ex if I could stay with him for a while. Just until I figure things out. He said he needs to think about it. That moving in together might be too fast considering everything. I reminded him that he said he wanted to be with me. He said he does, but he's not sure he wants to deal with all this drama. That hurt. This whole thing started because of him. The text, the drink, his apartment. And now he's acting like I'm the problem? My husband's lawyer contacted me. They're pushing for me to cover his therapy costs since my intentional infliction of emotional distress caused his mental health crisis. I don't even have money for rent right now. I had to sell my car to afford this motel and a security deposit on whatever apartment will take me. I went back to the apartment during my lunch break yesterday to get more of my stuff. My husband changed the locks. All my things were in boxes in the hallway. My clothes, my books, my photos. Just sitting there where anyone could take them. I had to make 3 trips to fit everything in my ex's car. When I dropped the last box at the storage unit, my ex asked when I'd be done dealing with all this. Like my entire life falling apart is an inconvenience to him. I looked at my phone and had 17 missed calls. My husband's dad, his mom, his brother, my sister, my mom, 2 cousins, my old roommate from college. Everyone had something to say about what a terrible person I am. The only person who hasn't called is my husband. I think that's the worst part. He's just gone. Erased me completely. Meanwhile, I'm sleeping in a motel room that smells like cigarettes, eating vending machine dinners, and my ex won't even let me keep a toothbrush at his place. My mom left a voicemail. She said if I had just kept my mouth shut at that dinner, I could have quietly divorced and moved on. That I chose cruelty when I didn't have to. Maybe she's right. I don't know anymore. I keep thinking about my husband's face when I said it. How he looked at me like he didn't recognize me. His mom said he told her he keeps replaying that dinner in his head, wondering if I ever actually loved him at all. I did love him. I think. I just love the idea of my ex more. Nobody believes that though. They all think I'm a monster who planned this, who wanted to hurt him. My ex is pulling away. My family won't talk to me. I'm 29 years old sleeping in a motel room wondering how everything went this wrong this fast. Is it really so terrible that I was honest? Everyone keeps saying I should have lied, should have hidden it, should have protected his feelings. But isn't the truth better than living a lie? I guess I'm starting to wonder if honesty is actually worth this much. My ex broke up with me yesterday morning over text. He said he can't handle the baggage and that being with me feels like inheriting someone else's mess. This is the same person who texted me 3 weeks ago saying he needed a friend. The same person who told me he'd been miserable since we broke up. Now suddenly I'm too complicated. I called him. He didn't answer. I drove to his apartment and he wouldn't let me in. Just talked to me through the door saying this wasn't working, that he thought he wanted this but he was wrong. I asked if he was seeing someone else. He said that wasn't the point. So I'm back in the motel. Day 12 now. The woman at the front desk knows my order at the vending machine. My husband's lawyer sent another letter. They're not asking me to pay for therapy anymore. Now they want me to sign an agreement saying I won't contact him or his family ever again. It's not a restraining order, but it's basically the same thing. If I sign it and break it, they can use it against me in court. I don't even want to contact them. But signing something that says I'm legally forbidden from talking to my own husband feels insane. We're still married. The divorce isn't finalized yet. I asked the lawyer handling my side about it. She said I should probably just sign it. That fighting it makes me look unstable and vindictive, and that's not going to help me when we're dividing assets. What assets? The apartment's his. The car's gone. I have $4,000 in a checking account and a storage unit full of shit I can't afford to keep paying for. Work fired me on Monday. They said it was performance related, but I know what it actually was. Too many people uncomfortable, too much drama, bad for morale. My boss wouldn't even look at me when he handed me the severance packet. 2 weeks' pay. That's it. I applied for unemployment. Started looking for new jobs, but nobody's calling back. I think my old co-workers are talking. This industry is small and everyone knows everyone. My mom called. First time in 2 weeks. She said my aunt saw my husband at the grocery store and he looked terrible. Lost weight, not sleeping. My mom said this like it was my fault. Like I forced him to fall apart instead of just being honest about how I felt. I told her I didn't want to talk about him anymore. She said that's the problem, that I never want to take accountability. That I ruined a good man and don't even feel bad about it. I do feel bad. I just don't think I should have to spend the rest of my life apologizing for not loving someone enough. She said I'm selfish. I hung up. The motel manager knocked on my door this morning. Said I'm paid through Friday, but after that they need the room. There's a wedding party coming in for the weekend and they're booked solid through next month. I asked about extending. He said no. So now I have 4 days to find somewhere else to go. I looked at apartments yesterday. Everything in my budget is either a scam or a complete shithole. One place had mold growing up the bathroom wall. Another had a landlord who asked if I was the type to have a lot of men over. I left. My friend, the one whose couch I stayed on before her boyfriend kicked me out? She texted saying she felt bad about what happened. Asked if I wanted to meet for coffee. I said yes because I'm desperate for anyone to talk to who isn't actively hating me. We met at this place near her apartment. She was nice at first. Asked how I was doing, said she was sorry about my job. Then she started asking about my ex. Why did we break up the first time? What made me think it would work now? Whether I actually loved my husband at all. I tried to explain, but she kept interrupting. She said her boyfriend was right, that I have bad judgment and make impulsive decisions. That sleeping with my ex while I was married was one thing, but blowing up my whole life for him and then losing him anyway was honestly kind of pathetic. I left without finishing my coffee. I drove around for 2 hours after that. Didn't want to go back to the motel. Ended up at this park near where my husband and I used to live. Sat on a bench and watched people walk their dogs. A woman sat down next to me. Late 50s, really put together. She asked if I was okay. I don't know why, but I started crying. Just completely fell apart in front of this stranger. She didn't say anything, just handed me tissues from her purse. When I finally stopped, she asked if I wanted to talk about it. So I told her everything. The dinner, the confession, my ex, the divorce, getting fired, the motel. All of it. She listened to the whole thing. Then she said, "You know what you did was cruel, right?" I said I was just being honest. She said honesty without compassion is just cruelty. That I could have told my husband privately, could have ended things with dignity, but instead I humiliated him in front of his family because some part of me wanted to hurt him. She said that's not honesty. That's revenge for something he didn't even do. I told her she didn't understand. She said she understood perfectly. That I wanted out, and instead of handling it like an adult I made sure everyone would hate him less than they hate me. Except it didn't work. Now everyone hates me and he gets to be the victim. She got up and left. Didn't even say goodbye. I sat there until it got dark. Thought about what she said. About whether she was right. My phone died so I couldn't call anyone. Had to drive back to the motel to charge it. When I plugged it in I had 6 texts from my sister. She said my mom told her about our fight. That I need to get help because normal people don't act like this. That she's embarrassed to be related to me. I texted back asking what she wants me to do. Apologize? Beg forgiveness? Pretend I didn't mean what I said? She said I should start by taking responsibility instead of acting like everyone else is the problem. But I did take responsibility. I told the truth. I didn't hide it or lie about it. How is that not taking responsibility? Nobody can answer that. They just keep saying I'm cruel or selfish or broken. Maybe I am. Maybe that woman at the park was right and I wanted to hurt him. I don't know anymore. I have $300 left. 4 days until I'm out of this room. No job. No family talking to me. No friends. My ex won't answer my calls. I keep thinking about my husband's mom saying I broke something in him. About my husband changing the locks and putting my stuff in the hallway like I was trash he needed to get rid of. I wanted honesty to matter. I wanted telling the truth to mean something. Instead it just made everything worse. Is this really what I deserve for being honest? My husband's affair came out 2 days ago and now everyone who called me a monster won't return my calls. His brother told me. Showed up at the motel Thursday night, wouldn't come inside, just stood in the parking lot and said I deserved to know the truth. My husband had been sleeping with someone from his gym for 4 months before I ever texted my ex. 4 months. The whole time he was holding my hand at dinner and talking about kids and acting like the perfect husband, he was fucking someone else. His brother said he found out a week ago. Confronted my husband about it and my husband broke down, admitted everything. Said he was going to tell me after his business trip, but then I confessed first and he realized he could just let me be the villain. Let everyone hate me while he played the victim. I asked why his brother was telling me this now. He said because watching his family destroy me over something my husband was already doing felt wrong. That my husband's having a full breakdown because the guilt is eating him alive but he's too scared to come clean. That their parents don't know yet. I sat in my car after he left and laughed until I couldn't breathe. Then I called my mom. She didn't answer. Called my sister. Straight to voicemail. Tried my old friend who called me pathetic at the coffee shop. Nothing. I drove to my mom's house at midnight. Rang the doorbell until she opened it. She was pissed, told me to leave, but I pushed past her into the living room. Told her everything his brother said. She stood there in her bathrobe looking at me like I was making it up. She said my husband would never do that. That he's a good man and I'm obviously lying to make myself feel better. I asked why his own brother would lie about this. She said maybe I manipulated him somehow. That I'm clearly capable of manipulation based on what I did. I left. Drove around until sunrise. Kept thinking about the dinner. About his face when I said I'd pick my ex. About his mom crying. All of it happening while he was already cheating on me. Friday morning I went to his apartment. The one I'm not supposed to go to because of the legal agreement his lawyer wants me to sign. I didn't care anymore. I banged on the door until he opened it. He looked worse than I expected. Hadn't shaved, hair a mess, eyes red. He tried to close the door but I put my foot in it. Asked him if it was true. He said if what's true. I said don't do that. Your brother told me. 4 months. The gym. His face changed. Went completely white. He said his brother had no right to tell me that. I said his brother was the only person in his entire family with a conscience. He started crying. Actually crying. Said he was so sorry, that he never meant for any of this to happen. That he was going to end it with her but then I confessed and he panicked. That he knows what he did was wrong but watching me get crucified for the same thing he was doing destroyed him. I asked if his parents know. He said no. Said he can't tell them because they'll hate him. I asked if he was serious. He said they've already been through so much with the divorce, with thinking I'm this monster who ruined their son. If they find out he was cheating first it'll break them. I told him that's not my problem. He grabbed my arm. Not hard but enough to stop me from leaving. Said I can't tell them. That we can both just walk away and forget this ever happened. That he'll drop the therapy cost thing, won't make me sign the no contact agreement, will make the divorce easy if I just keep this quiet. I pulled my arm away and left. Drove back to the motel and called his mom. She answered on the 3rd ring. I could tell she was about to hang up when she heard my voice. I said I needed her to listen to one thing and then I'd never contact her again. I told her about the affair. About the woman from the gym. About how her son had been cheating on me for 4 months before I ever did anything. That he let me confess at dinner knowing he was guilty of the same thing because it was easier to let me be the bad guy. She was quiet for so long I thought she hung up. Then she said you're lying. I said ask him. Ask your son to tell you the truth. I hung up before she could respond. My phone started blowing up 30 minutes later. My husband calling over and over. His brother. His dad. I ignored all of them. Then my sister called. Actually called instead of sending me to voicemail. She said my husband's mom called her. That she confronted my husband and he admitted it. That his whole family is losing their minds. She said my mom is in shock. That nobody knows what to think anymore. I asked if she believed me now. She said it doesn't change what I did. That we were both wrong. That this doesn't make me the victim. I hung up on her. My ex called an hour ago. First time since he broke up with me over text. He said someone told him about my husband's affair. He asked if I knew the whole time. I said no. He said it's fucked up that everyone was treating me like Satan when my husband was doing the same thing. I said it's funny he cares now that I'm not the only villain. He got quiet. Then he said he made a mistake breaking up with me. That maybe we should talk. I told him I'd rather sleep on the street than ever speak to him again. I hung up. The motel manager knocked on my door this afternoon. Said my checkout is tomorrow and there's no extensions. I said I know. He said I have to be out by 11. I said I heard him the first time. I don't have anywhere to go. I have $140 left. No job. My family still won't fully talk to me even though they know the truth now. My husband's family is imploding but that doesn't fix my situation. His brother texted an hour ago. Said my husband's parents aren't speaking to him. That his dad called him a liar and a coward. That his mom is devastated. He said my husband's been calling him nonstop but he won't answer. Then he said something that made my stomach drop. He said my husband told their parents that I knew about his affair before the dinner. That I confessed as revenge, not honesty. That I was trying to hurt him publicly because I found out about the other woman. It's a lie. I didn't know. But now his parents think I did this as some calculated revenge plot. My sister called me back and said my mom heard the same thing. That everyone's saying I knew and weaponized it. I don't have proof I didn't know. How do you prove you didn't know something? His brother's word against his. And my husband's the one with the supportive family and the apartment and the job. I'm the one in a motel room with $100 and nowhere to go. I'm supposed to be out of here in 16 hours. I've called every shelter in the area. They're all full. I looked at my car, but I sold it. I have nothing. My husband's brother said he'd help me find a place, but his family would disown him if they found out. My sister said I should apologize to my mom and maybe she'd let me stay there for a while. Apologize for what? For being honest? For exposing the truth? Everything I did to try to take responsibility just made it worse. And now, even with the truth out, I'm still the one with nothing. The divorce finalized last week. I signed the papers in a library parking lot because I'm living in my husband's brother's basement now and didn't want him to see. I've been here for 3 months. He lets me stay rent-free as long as his family doesn't find out. I sleep on a futon next to his water heater and use the bathroom upstairs when his roommate's at work. It's temporary. Everything's temporary. My husband married the woman from the gym 2 weeks ago. I found out through someone who still follows me on Instagram. Small wedding, just immediate family. His parents were there. Smiling in all the photos like they didn't spend months telling everyone I destroyed their perfect son. Turns out his affair partner was pregnant. That's why the quick wedding. That's why his parents forgave him so fast. They're getting their grandchild after all. Just not from me. Nobody apologized. Not my mom, not my sister, not his parents. When the truth came out about his affair, they all went quiet for about a week. Then they just stopped talking about it. My sister sent me one text that said it doesn't change what you did, and that was it. My mom called once to say I need to move on and stop dwelling on the past. The past. Like it wasn't 3 months ago. I got a job at a call center last month. $10 an hour answering customer service complaints. It's the only place that called me back. I work second shift, 4 to midnight, 5 days a week. Come home to the basement and scroll through job postings until I fall asleep. My ex got engaged. Saw it on his Instagram before I finally blocked him. Different woman, someone he's known for years apparently. The caption said sometimes the right person was there all along. I stared at that for an hour. All along. While he was texting me saying he'd been miserable. While we were sleeping together. While he was telling me to leave my husband. He never wanted me. He just wanted to see if he could still have me. I ran into my husband's mom at the grocery store last month. She was in the produce section holding cantaloupes. I saw her before she saw me. Thought about leaving, but I was already in line. She looked up and our eyes met. I waited for her to say something. Anything. She looked at me like I was a stranger. Picked up her melon and walked away. That hurt worse than anything she said to me on the phone. At least when she was screaming at me I existed. Now I'm just nothing. My friend who called me pathetic at the coffee shop sent me a message last week. Said she heard about my husband's wedding. Asked if I was okay. I read it and didn't respond. What am I supposed to say? That I'm living in a basement working for $10 an hour while my husband gets his happy ending? That everyone who called me cruel and selfish just pretends they never said it? The woman at the park was right. The one who said honesty without compassion is just cruelty. I think about her a lot. About how I could have told my husband privately. Could have ended things without the dinner confession. But I wanted them to know. Wanted his parents to see that I wasn't who they thought I was. I got what I wanted. They know exactly who I am now. My husband's brother told me last week that my husband asks about me sometimes. Wants to know if I'm okay, if I found a place to live, if I'm working. His brother said my husband feels guilty. That the baby's due in 2 months and he keeps thinking about how different everything could have been. I told his brother to tell him I'm fine. It's easier that way. I'm not fine. I wake up every morning in a basement that smells like mildew and get ready for a job where people scream at me about their cable bills. I eat ramen because it's cheap. I haven't bought new clothes in 4 months. My car's still gone. I take the bus everywhere. My sister got engaged last month. She didn't tell me. I found out from my mom's Facebook. The comments were full of congratulations and heart emojis. Nobody mentioned me. Like I don't exist. Like I'm not her sister. I commented congratulations with a ring emoji. She deleted it. That's when I knew it was permanent. This isn't a fight that ends. This isn't something time fixes. I'm erased. I told the truth and got erased for it. Sometimes I think about what would have happened if I just kept my mouth shut at that dinner. If I'd stayed quiet and divorced him later. Everyone says that's what I should have done. That I chose cruelty when I didn't have to. But he was already cheating. Would they have believed me if I'd told them privately? Or would they have said I was lying, making excuses, trying to hurt him? Maybe the only reason anyone knows the truth now is because I forced it out in the open. Doesn't matter. I'm still in a basement. He's still getting married with a baby on the way. His parents still look through me like I'm invisible. My family still won't talk to me. The truth didn't save me. It just made sure everyone knew why they were allowed to hate me. I've stopped trying to explain myself. Stopped reaching out. Stopped hoping someone will finally say they were wrong. Nobody's coming. Nobody cares. I did this to myself and now I get to live with it. My husband's brother asked me yesterday if I regret it. The confession. The way I told them. All of it. I said yes. I regret all of it. Not the honesty, but the way I did it. The dinner. The Instagram post about my ex. Thinking any of it mattered. I should have just left quietly. Should have figured out I wasn't in love with him without blowing everything up. He asked if I'd take it back if I could. I said I don't know. Because I don't. Part of me thinks I'd do the same thing again. Make the same stupid choices. Blow up the same life. Maybe I'm just broken that way. The divorce is final. My husband's having a baby with someone else. My ex is engaged. My family's not speaking to me. I'm 29 years old living in someone's basement working a job I hate. I wanted honesty to mean something. I wanted the truth to matter. Instead I learned that sometimes the truth just makes you the villain in everyone else's story. And once you're the villain, nothing you say changes it. You just become the cautionary tale people tell at dinner parties about what happens when someone loses their mind. I was honest. And I lost everything. And nobody gives a shit because I deserved it. That's the lesson, I guess. Honesty doesn't protect you. It just makes sure everyone knows exactly why they're allowed to destroy you. I'm done posting about this. Done explaining. Done hoping someone will understand. This is where the story ends. Me in a basement. Them living their lives. Everything I said was true and it didn't matter at all. Was I the asshole? Yeah. Probably. Definitely. But so was everyone else and I'm the only one who paid for it.